Hey guys, Ryan back with Ryan's Recovery Tattoo. I'm going to record this little story time video and shade in some of this mandala I got going on. And if I have time or I'm still talking, maybe I'll do some shading over here on the Mario piece. All right, excuse me for my scratchy throat, and let's get going. So, also, leave in the comments certain topics that you want me to talk about, and I will talk about them. And I got the first fight in prison video coming. It's just not going to be tonight because it's a detailed story. So, I'm in prison, right? In H building, which is like it's considered the ghetto of the prison. It's the worst place to be. It sucks. All the COs over there, we call them cops. Dicks are over there, and they're 8-man cells. So there's 8 men in one cell. No bathroom. You have to leave your cell to go to the bathroom, and they're communal bathrooms. Really sucks. So, of course, they put all the troublemakers there, and they put people that they don't want, to have any type of privilege. So, anyways, I'm there. H building. It's actually called Hancock building, but we all call it H building for short. Obviously. Anyway, 8-man room, right? Picture that. Picture like the size of a bathroom, and 8 guys, eight full-grown men, and all your shit, like all your belongings, right? So anyway, all that is a disaster waiting to happen, especially in like the summertime when it's ridiculously hot. So this time it was wintertime, and so we get a new guy on the block. He walks in. Obviously, anytime somebody walks in from outside of the block, you're gonna look. You're gonna look and see who it is every single time, right? And this dude, I've never met him before this point, but a bunch of other people have. A bunch of other people know who he is, and he has a gnarly black eye, right? And guess where he goes? Guess where he's assigned? My fucking room, right? But whatever, it's seven other people. So this dude comes in, he has a gnarly black eye. He came from a different block and got in a fight with somebody, and the cops moved him off the block. So anyway, he comes into our pod. I'm hanging on the balcony, straight chilling. That's all you can do. And I'm checking out this dude's fucking black eye, and I'm looking at his tattoos, I'm sizing him up, just like I do everybody that's gonna come through the door of where I live. So, this fucking dude was so annoying. Oh, I fucking hated him right away. Right away, I fucking hated him. And so, whatever, a real quick backstory about this dude is he's a rat. We got paperwork on him, so about him cooperating with the police, and you can't cooperate with the police. That's the same thing as being a rat in any way, shape, or form, even with the COs at all, with anything, right? So, but this dude, he's not big or anything, but he can fight. Not like he's a trained fighter can fight, but He's just good at fighting. And so that's why he's able to live on some of these blocks for like however long, because most of the gangs will just extort him and shit. And he came in claiming Latin King and had all these Latin King fucking um, tattoos all over him and shit, right? And that's so whatever. That's what he was repping. And I guess it was confirmed and everything. But nobody was feeling him. He had the loudest voice. He was Hispanic. And him and I got into it a bunch of times because he'd fucking make loud noise and slamming in and out of the room when everyone else is sleeping. And I get pissed about that shit. So him and I got into it a few times. Whatever. It is what it is, right? Real pause in the story. I don't have a reference for the shading in this mandala. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. Just where I feel like it would look cool. Anyways. So, anyway, he's mad cocky. He's wicked cocky. Like he's unbelievably loud. You always hear where he's at, and everything he says is a lie. And you know that people get sick of that shit after a while. So obviously it doesn't last long. And on this block at this time, the prevalent gang was the GDs, the Gangster Disciples. And so about a couple of weeks later, after him moving into my room, they got the green light to take him out. And for whoever doesn't know what a green light is, it means there's full permission and an order to take somebody out. And we all can use our imagination on what that means. So it all goes down like this, right? Check this out. People are fucking with him on the block, and it's like hanging out with him and like, you know, not kicking him off the block or talking shit or like what we all did to sex offenders and rats every single day. Anyways, I'm sitting in my bed reading a book one day, and it's yard time, but I didn't go outside. I used to not go outside a lot in prison because it would make me like more depressed. I would miss the outside like more because I was out there. It was prison fucked me up. So I do not suggest. I'll tell you that in any state. So, anyways, back to it. The G's get the fucking green light. This dude has got to go. He's way too loud. He's way too cocky. He just thinks he's way too much, and he ain't. And we all know it. The paperwork is there. Black and white doesn't lie. So, anyways, I'm in my room reading a book. And yard closes, and I know yard closes because everybody's funneling back inside, right? And so my homeboy walks in. The routine after being outside is normally to come in, grab your fucking fresh pair of clothes and a towel and go shower, so you're not a fucking Viking stink bum ass. You get beat up fucking so fast and kicked off the block for being a stinky, dirty little shit. So anyway, so I didn't know this. I didn't know anything about this at the time. But I'm in my bed, bottom bunk. This fucking dude that's a piece of shit comes in. He starts slowly grabbing his shower shit, but he wasn't going like super fast or anything. He was just starting to put shit together to go to the shower. So then, a couple of seconds after that, this white kid comes in. I mean, he's a G, but he was a white G, so whatever. That's a whole nother topic we can talk about. But anyway, he was verified. He ran with the G's. That's just what it was. So he comes in, and he comes in all the time, like every day, and sits down and hangs out. We were cool with him, or me and a couple of the other guys were, right. So whatever. He comes walking in, and I can see it on his face fucking immediately. I know how to read people fucking stupid good. But anyway, I could see it on this kid's face that something is wrong. I don't know what yet, but I can tell something's up. Something's up with him for sure. And then my buddy that lived in there with us, that was also cool with this white kid who's a gangster disciple, was sitting in a chair like a foot away from the head of my bed. And obviously my boy saw it on his face too immediately. He's like, yo, are you all right? And like before I could say anything to him. And he says, yeah, he goes, yeah, everything's all good. But he literally said it without moving his lips, without moving his jaw, his eyes, nothing. It was crazy weird. Definitely something was up, right? But then he whips around and walks out. And me and my friend look at each other like, oh, shit, what? That was fucking weird. He usually stops and hangs out, doesn't just come in and then dip, right? So we were talking about it for a second about how weird that was. And then all of a sudden, about a minute, less than that, maybe 45 seconds, that kid, the white gangster disciple, walks back into our room. But this time, he walks about halfway in to where he's right next to this Puerto Rican Latin King guy that we all want off the fucking block. So he stops right about next to him, and this guy isn't really paying attention. He definitely didn't see it coming because he wouldn't have put his back to this kid. So he had his back, not his back to us, but he wasn't even looking at him. He was, getting his shampoo, his towels, clothes, all his shit together. So this kid, and this kid is smaller than this guy too, and not in shape. This other dude worked out every day and like shadow boxed and lifted weights and did all that shit every day. All of a sudden, this white kid just, with all of his might, like turns from his shoulder and comes at him. Boom! Hits him as hard as he fucking can. And then I mean, once you've done time, you know what's up. But if you don't know what's up, if you're ever in a space and something like that breaks off, what you do immediately is fucking bounce. Walk right away without looking. Don't look back. Don't fucking walk slow to try to listen. None of that. You get up and walk away like a fucking bomb was about to go off. That's it. And so that's what my boy and I did. Because dude already threw a fucking punch and punched dude right in the head. And so obviously, dude keeps following up with him. But this rat kid, who the guy that's no good, is holding him off, which I'm sure was easy because, like I said, the white kid was smaller than him, and this dude was bigger and worked out. So anyway, he kept screaming for another G. He kept screaming another GD's name that we all know and fuck with. But little does this fucking guy know that the name he's screaming to come save him is the one who specifically put the hit out on him. So he ain't coming to help. All of a sudden, that dude he was calling does come up to help because this kid starts losing the fight because he doesn't know how to fight and he's not in shape. This other dude knows how to fight and is in shape. It's crazy. So whatever. The rat dude who's no good is landing his punches. He is beating the shit out of this fucking gangster disciple kid. Beating the fuck out of him, man. He was beating the shit out of him. And then the guy he was calling for help comes in, starts punching on dude, and then 6 more people run in. Boom, we'll file in right after another. Boom, 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 boom. And beat this guy to where his ears were fucking hanging off the side of his head. And he was, after they fucking got the boiling hot water, the hot pot, dumped it in his fucking face, stomped him the fuck out. Wicked fucking bad. And then this dude must have been in like a state of shock afterwards because he came out of the room screaming and yelling, I'll fight anybody, what the fuck, oh my god, freaking the fuck out. And then the white kid he just beat up happened to be walking by from the bathroom or whatever on the balcony because we were on the 2nd floor. And dude, while he's screaming at the whole pod and everybody's looking at him, it's like he was psychic. It's almost like he knew this white boy was going to be right there. He just all of a sudden turned around with the same motion and punched this kid square in the jaw, knocking him completely out. Dude drops to the ground snoring. Fucking out cold. And then his homies are pulling him into the fucking bathroom, a limp body. And then dude goes back to flipping the fuck out. And so cops are involved. They see that the commotion that's happening. And they're telling the guy to turn around, cuff up. And he's not. And he's just flipping out, going nuts. And he ends up fighting the cops. He's so fucking hurt, man. His facial features were shifted. His ears were hanging and dangling from his fucking head. So again, some of the gnarliest shit I've ever seen. And then they tased this fucking guy 3, 4, 5 times. He must have been in shock or just had like ridiculous adrenaline or whatever. But he did drop that fucking white boy at the end of it all, right in front of everybody out in the pod. One of the most perfect punches I've ever seen. It was crazy. And his homies drag him into the bathroom to try to wake him up before the cops are going to come in. Because now this guy's out in the pod making a scene. And he can't make a scene without the cops coming. So seconds later, the cops come in with their tasers. And they come up to him. And he won't turn around to cuff up. And if you don't do that, then they're going to fucking tase you and charge you, do whatever it takes to get you cuffed up. So he's like, I didn't do nothing. That was his biggest claim to fame, is he didn't do nothing. And it wasn't for that he did something. It's what he has done already and what he's all about. so anyways, right? Sorry about that. I got a call. Anyway, so yeah, they want to know what's up with this dude, but they can't do shit until they cuff him, and that's policy. So they're tasing him, and it's just pissing him off more. So then they went to the mace. Man, that was a mistake. Then he's flipping the fuck out about his eyes, and now while I'm watching all this, I'm like 5 feet away. Also, by the way, right? So, um, what happens is I'm fucking looking over at this shit, and there's blood all over, all the way up the wall to the ceiling. My room, the 8-man cell that we all lived in, it was a white. It was white. Then it looked like a bomb was strapped to a human and it went off. That's what it looked like in there, right? I'm not even exaggerating. So finally, they fucking get the guy to fucking get in cuffs. He gets in cuffs right away. They escort him out, right? So you know what's next. Every time something like that happens, even a regular fight, they come in and take the two away. But this was such a scene that they couldn't just run it like it was a regular fight instead of a fucking gang hit being taken place, right? So, pause real quick. You notice every single time I'm using these fake skins, you'll notice that I do it the same way you would a human. You still got to do this 3-point stretch. You still got to make sure that your angle's correct depending on the needle grouping, the size. And so anyway, we know what's coming next. What comes next is a bunch of cops come in all at once, and they make everybody They make everybody strip out into their boxers, and they do a body and knuckle check to see if anybody has like been in a fight recently. Because if you were involved with something as serious as what is going on with the amount of blood, and his ear was hanging on by a fucking thread, they're gonna want to know what the fuck's up and if anybody else was involved and all that. So, and if you were, you'd be busted because your knuckles would be all wasted from the fight. So anyway, they do that, and since it was in my room, they wouldn't even let us back in the fucking room. They all of a sudden they come in. And it was one of the first time I ever seen this happen too. The fucking police come in. I'm talking not the COs, actual police, right? With that yellow caution tape. So they caution taped off our room so they can do their little investigation. They make us sit there out in the fucking day room while they're doing that. So shit. Shit. 1 second, guys. anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. The whole point is one, mind your own fucking business. Two, don't be the loudest motherfucker in the room, especially when you're no good and everybody knows it. But it's still just nobody wants to be around the guy who's always loud, obnoxious, and fucking a pain in the ass, right? And so this they come in with that caution tape and fucking lock out our room to do like a real deal like CSI Miami fucking investigation in this room that I'm living in. And I'm outside the room watching all this, and I remember thinking, I'm like, this is like when I used to watch CSI fucking whatever version, right? And they're in there taking pictures of all the blood splatter and the broken hot pot. And the thing with the broken hot pot was the guy, one of the GDs in there that came in there and fucking, when it was boiling already, most people kept their shit hot and boiling all the time because it would be ready for coffee. And all we got was instant coffee, so we needed hot water. It was hot water on the tap, basically, if you had a hot pot, right? So, and I saw that happen. Dude picked up that handle, man, and he splashed that boiling water in dude's face, like his eyes and face. And then with the other half of the water in it, like Thor hammers up and smashes it over his fucking head with the rest of the boiling water. That's where his head fucking opened up. His ears, I don't know how that happened, as there was 7 people kicking his whole fucking body in. And so I really hope, because this isn't cool. I mean, this was not, I mean, in the prison system and those rules, and if you're in there, then those are the rules. But, and it is cool. But you build up a tolerance against that shit and end up not thinking these things are that big of a deal or that they're normal. And they're not. It's not. It's wicked fucked up if you really, really think about it. It's nothing you would be doing in the streets. Somebody just said one day, hey, because it'd be one thing if they did it to him right when he got there because he was no good. If he's already no good, then he should have already been taken out of there, not let him live for whatever beneficial reasons you guys have. When I was affiliated, that's not at all how we rolled. If a guy's no good, he's no good, and he's gotta fucking go. And he can fucking go himself, or he can go in a stretcher. That's it. Everyone always says, yeah, that never happened to me. They'll have to kill me. Yeah, well, they will. Then what are you gonna do, tough guy? The last few generations really just don't understand how serious things are and how serious things can get if you're not fucking aware of what's going on around you. So, anyway, to end this video, it was like a CSI fucking Miami fucking movie in real life. I remember thinking that. It was fucking crazy. They come in like with the guys in suits, not just regular police officers, and dogs too. They were running dogs too. I don't understand. I don't know what the point of the dog was. And this is after now they busted everybody that was involved. Everybody gets taken off the block in handcuffs that was involved. And then I couldn't go. None of us could go back to our room until they're done taking pictures and trying to figure out what happened in that room and how close I was in the beginning of that was so insane. I could have got really hurt, and all I was doing was laying in my own assigned bed in my own assigned room with a book that I assigned out of the library myself. How much more minding your own business could you be doing? And shit still rolled into my space and energy. And that's just what's so fucked up about jail and prison, man. The politics there is so fucking crazy and gnarly and different everywhere you go. I mean, there's definitely a large scale of rules that are the same in every prison you ever go to. But there's definitely a lot that differ too, depending on if you're on the West Coast or if you're on the East Coast or if you're a Fed. That makes a difference too. So the whole point of this video is mind your business, stay out of fucking trouble so you don't have to even put yourself in a situation where you're gonna rat on somebody and get somebody else in trouble so you don't get in as much trouble. That's pussy shit. That's not what men do. Fuck that. So, and also think about how scary it would be to get your head bashed in by 7 dudes and have your ears hanging off. It's pretty fucking crazy. I don't recommend it, man. And you don't have to. You can hear stories from guys like me about what it's like. If you got questions and you want about stuff we're not talking about, just hit me up. I'll make a whole video on it. Like, no big deal. So I love you guys a lot, so much. I'm sorry, I'm not really with it. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I promised a video today, and so this is it. But I promise you, my videos are just gonna get better on and on as I go. I'm getting used to the just talking openly about my private life. It's not what I like to do. I don't even like people knowing where I live. I got PTSD from prison, and I'm messed up in a lot of ways. I don't like people knowing where I'm at. I don't even. It's weird. Anyways, don't go to jail. Stay off drugs. They fuck your life up too, even fucking worse than prison. And join me in my next video, because this one was okay, but let's do the first fight in prison video, and I'll give you, because it happened the same day I got there, so we'll do the transfer, like how it feels and how, like what they do to you from the process going from county jail going to the state pen to do your time. And then I'll walk you through the feelings of the process of getting in, and then my first fight and how it went down and what it was all over and how that felt. All right, guys, things are gonna get nothing but better, I promise. I love you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll get this in.